Before we start, just a small favor, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's jump into the video. The British Prime Minister has said he wants a more consistent and stable approach to relations with China, moving away from what he described as dramatic shifts between close cooperation and deep freezes. He is arriving in Beijing today, marking the first visit to China by a British Prime Minister since 2018. During the visit, he is expected to meet President Xi Jinping and will be accompanied by around 60 figures from the business and cultural sectors. The government argues that despite ongoing security concerns and political disagreements, it is necessary to rebuild communication and cooperation with Beijing. Officials say that China's global influence makes engagement unavoidable, even when relations are difficult. Critics, however, particularly from the opposition benches, accuse the Prime Minister of being too accommodating toward a country they believe cannot be trusted. Beijing is not an especially welcoming city in winter. Frozen rivers and biting winds give the capital a harsh feel, but the decision to travel at this time of year is a calculated one. Several world leaders have made similar visits in recent months, including leaders from France and Canada. Chinese officials have been preparing a series of agreements and discussions for visiting delegations, and the United Kingdom appears to be next in line. For China, the visit offers an opportunity to present itself as a dependable and predictable international partner, particularly when compared with the uncertainty of relations with the United States. For the United Kingdom, it represents a chance to reset a relationship that has steadily deteriorated over the past decade. A decade ago, relations between the two countries were described as being in a golden era. That period was marked by formal banquets, high-level state visits, and ambitious economic cooperation. Britain invested heavily in closer ties with Beijing, seeing China as a key partner for trade and investment. Over time, however, that optimism began to unravel. China's actions in Hong Kong placed severe strain on the relationship. The erosion of political freedoms in the former British colony caused widespread concern in the United Kingdom. The Prime Minister has been urged to raise the case of Jimmy Lai, a British national and prominent pro-democracy campaigner who remains imprisoned in Hong Kong. His detention has become a powerful symbol of the broader human rights concerns surrounding China's governance. At the same time, security worries have continued to grow. Although plans have been approved for a large Chinese embassy in London, intelligence agencies warn that Chinese state-linked actors pose frequent and ongoing security threats. These warnings have reinforced skepticism about closer engagement with Beijing and have fueled political debate at home. Supporters of the visit argue that there are tangible benefits to maintaining a working relationship with China. From Beijing's perspective, the United Kingdom is seen as a valuable partner with global reach. British expertise in banking, law, accounting, and professional services is regarded as influential not only in Asia but across international markets. Chinese officials see Britain as a country that exerts influence beyond its size and continues to play an important role in global finance and diplomacy. The Prime Minister has suggested that relations between the two countries are emerging from what he described as an ice age. However, he has been careful to stress that this does not mean a return to the open-door policies of the past. Instead, he has framed the visit as a pragmatic step toward dialogue, while acknowledging that deep disagreements remain. With so many unresolved disputes, this visit is unlikely to produce dramatic breakthroughs. Instead, it may mark the beginning of a slow and cautious diplomatic thaw. Both sides appear aware that rebuilding trust will take time and will require careful navigation of political, economic, and security concerns. Back in the United Kingdom, the political reaction has been divided. The Prime Minister's critics argue that his presence in Beijing sends the wrong signal. Senior figures from the Conservative Party have said that engagement alone is not enough and that China's record on human rights and security should make closer ties unacceptable. They argue that the government is prioritizing symbolism and process over principle. Others within the political system take a more pragmatic view. They argue that China's sheer economic size and geopolitical influence make disengagement unrealistic. From this perspective, the visit is about managing differences rather than resolving them, and about ensuring that Britain has a voice in conversations that will shape the global order. The Prime Minister is expected to emphasize this message to the British public. He is likely to argue that engagement does not mean endorsement, and that maintaining dialogue is essential even when relations are strained. His aim appears to be explaining why, despite the risks and controversies, China cannot simply be ignored. As he touches down in Beijing, debate at home is set to continue. With the Prime Minister absent from parliamentary questioning today, criticism from opposition figures is expected to be raised by their representatives instead. The visit may not settle the argument over how Britain should deal with China, but it has once again brought that question firmly into the spotlight. For now, the journey signals an attempt to move relations forward cautiously. Whether it leads to meaningful change or simply opens the door to further discussion remains to be seen.